If you're watching this right now, I want you to take a deep breath with me because what you're feeling, that tight chest, that racing heart, that brain that won't stop spinning at 2 a.m., it's not weakness. It's not all in your head. Your body is literally trapped in survival mode, and it has no idea how to get out. I'm Dr. Rachel Adams, and over the last 17 years, I've sat across from thousands of people who walked into my office looking exactly the way you might feel right now. Exhausted, embarrassed, wondering if something is fundamentally broken inside of them. And I want to tell you something I tell every single one of my patients on day one. Nothing is broken. Your nervous system is doing exactly what it was designed to do. It's just doing it at the wrong time, for the wrong reasons, way too often. In the next few minutes, I'm going to give you 3 techniques you can use in 60 seconds or less to stop an anxiety spike in its tracks. Real techniques.
The same ones I use with my own patients. And stay with me until the end, because I'm going to share one final method. Something I almost never talk about publicly that has pulled people back from full-blown panic attacks in under a minute. If you've ever felt like your anxiety controls you instead of the other way around, this video is going to change that. So let's start with what's actually happening inside of you, because once you understand this, everything shifts. Anxiety isn't a thought problem. I need you to hear that again. Anxiety is not a thought problem. It's a body problem that pretends to be a thought problem. Your amygdala, that tiny almond-shaped alarm system deep in your brain, it doesn't know the difference between a tiger in the bushes and an unread email from your boss. It just knows danger. And the second it senses danger, it floods your body with adrenaline and cortisol before your logical brain even has a chance to weigh in. That's why you can know logically that you're safe and still feel like you're dying. That's why telling yourself, calm down, never works. Your thinking brain is offline. It got hijacked. And here's what most people don't realize. The longer you stay in that hijacked state, the more your body starts to believe that hijacked is your new normal. Your shoulders live up by your ears. Your jaw clenches even when you sleep. Your breath stays high and shallow in your chest when it should be deep and low in your belly. You stop noticing it because it's become your baseline. Some of you watching this right now haven't taken a real full breath in months, maybe years, and I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying it because I want you to know there's a way out, and it doesn't require medication. It doesn't require years of therapy. It starts with 60 seconds. But before I give you the first technique, I need to tell you something that might surprise you. Anxiety is not your enemy. I know that sounds impossible to believe right now, but hear me out. Anxiety, at its core, is love. It's your body loving you so fiercely that it's willing to set itself on fire to protect you from a threat that most of the time isn't even there anymore. The problem isn't that you have anxiety. The problem is that your nervous system never got the memo that you're safe now, that you survived, that the fire can be put down, and that's what we're going to do together. We're going to put the fire down. Let me show you the first technique. It's called physiological sighing, and it was discovered by neuroscientists at Stanford. Here's how it works. You take a normal breath in through your nose. Then before you exhale, you take a second smaller sip of air on top of it. So it's 2 inhales, and then 1 long, slow exhale through your mouth. Try it with me right now. Inhale, second small inhale, and long exhale. Do that twice. That's it. 2 cycles. What just happened in your body is extraordinary. That double inhale reopens the tiny air sacs in your lungs that collapse when you're stressed. And that long exhale activates your vagus nerve, the master switch of your parasympathetic nervous system. In plain language, you just sent a signal to your brain that says, "We're safe. Stand down." I had a patient last year. I'll call her Sarah. She was a single mom, working 2 jobs, raising a teenage son. She came to me because she was having panic attacks in the grocery store. In the cereal aisle, of all places, she would freeze, heart pounding, vision tunneling. She told me she had started ordering everything online because she was terrified of having another attack in public. I taught her this one technique, just this one, the double inhale, the long exhale. 2 weeks later, she sent me a photo from inside a Target. She was crying, but she was smiling. She had stood in that store for 45 minutes and felt completely fine. Because the second she felt her chest start to tighten, she did 2 physiological sighs, and her body listened. That's the power of working with your nervous system instead of against it. Now, I want to talk to those of you who wake up at 3 in the morning, because I see you too. You know that moment. Your eyes snap open in the dark. Your heart is already racing before you even know why. And then the thoughts come, the bills, the conversation from yesterday, the thing you said wrong 6 years ago that still makes you cringe. Suddenly it's 4 a.m. and you're staring at the ceiling, convinced you're failing at life. If that's you, I want you to know something. 3 a.m. anxiety isn't a sign that something is wrong with your life. It's a sign that your cortisol levels are spiking at the wrong time. Cortisol naturally rises in the early morning to wake you up. But when you're chronically anxious, that rise becomes a tidal wave. Your brain wakes up flooded with stress hormones and starts looking for a reason to feel afraid. So it finds one. Or 10. The next time it happens, don't try to think your way out. Don't reach for your phone, reach for your breath. 2 physiological sighs. Then put one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. Feel the warmth of your own touch. Whisper to yourself, out loud if you can, I'm safe. This is just chemistry. It will pass. Because it will. It always does. Now, before I give you the second technique, I have to warn you about something, because there's an error, a really common one, that almost everyone with anxiety makes, and it's making everything worse. Are you ready for this? You're fighting it. When anxiety shows up, what do? You tense against it. You try to push it away. You tell yourself, not now, not here, please, not again. You panic about the panic. And here's the cruel trick of anxiety. The more you resist it, the stronger it gets. Because to your nervous system, resistance looks like danger, and danger triggers more anxiety. It's a loop, a horrible, exhausting loop. And so many of you have been stuck in it for years without even knowing. The way out isn't through fighting. It's through what I call radical permission. You let the wave come. You feel it. You name it. And paradoxically, it loses its grip on you. Think about it like this. If you've ever been in the ocean and a big wave came at you, what happens if you try to stand your ground? It knocks you over. It pulls you under. It scrapes you against the sand. But if you take a breath and dive under it, or if you let it lift you up and carry you, you come out the other side. Wet, maybe. A little shaken, but whole. Anxiety is the same. Stop standing against the wave. Learn to dive under it. Which brings me to technique number 2. I want you to try something called 5-4-3-2-1 grounding. This one is for the moments when your mind is spiraling, when you can't think straight, when everything feels too loud, too bright, too much. Wherever you are right now, I want you to look around and find 5 things you can see. Just notice them. The color of the wall, the texture of the floor, the way the light hits something. Then 4 things you can touch. The fabric of your clothes, the surface beneath your hand, your own skin. 3 things you can hear, maybe a car outside, maybe your own breath. 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. This isn't a magic trick. This is neuroscience. When your brain is spiraling in anxiety, it's stuck in a story about the past or the future. Grounding pulls it back into the present moment by forcing your senses online. And here's the secret. Your nervous system can only be in one place at a time. It cannot panic about tomorrow if it's busy noticing the texture of your couch right now. I had a man come into my office, a firefighter, of all things. Tough as nails on the outside. But he had been having panic attacks every Sunday night before his shift. He couldn't sleep. He was terrified of losing his job because he was so exhausted. We did this exercise together. 5 things you see, 4 things you feel. And by the time we got to 1 thing you taste, his shoulders had dropped 2 inches. He looked at me and said, "Doc, I haven't felt this calm in a year." That's how fast your body can shift when you give it the right tools. I want to tell you about another patient, a man I'll call David. He was 48, the kind of guy who looked like he had everything together on the outside. Successful executive, beautiful family, big house. But he came into my office one Tuesday afternoon, sat down on my couch, and said, "Dr. Adams, I don't know who I am anymore. I'm so anxious I can't enjoy anything. My daughter hugged me last week and I felt nothing. I'm numb. I'm exhausted. And I'm scared I'm going to lose everything." I'll never forget what he said next. He said, "I have everything I ever wanted and I can't even feel it." That's what chronic anxiety does. It doesn't just make you feel bad. It steals your ability to feel good. It robs you of the very life you've worked so hard to build. And so many of you watching this right now are living in that exact place, going through the motions, smiling at work, showing up for your kids, and dying a little bit on the inside because you can't remember the last time you felt truly alive. I want you to know that numbness is reversible. Your capacity for joy hasn't disappeared. It's just been buried under so much survival energy that it can't break through. We're going to dig it out together. But here's where it gets really interesting, because I'm about to share something that even most therapists don't talk about. Anxiety doesn't just live in your mind, it lives in your body. Specifically, it lives in 3 places: your jaw, your shoulders, and your gut. Right now, while you're watching this, I want you to do a quick scan. Is your jaw clenched? Are your shoulders pulled up toward your ears? Is there a knot in your stomach? I'd bet money the answer is yes to at least one of those. Maybe all 3. This is what years of chronic anxiety does. It builds armor. It teaches your body to brace. And the worst part is, you stop noticing. You walk through your day with a body that's screaming and you think it's normal. There's actually a fascinating piece of science behind this. Your vagus nerve, that master nerve I mentioned earlier, runs from your brainstem all the way down through your face, your throat, your heart, your lungs, and into your gut. It's the longest nerve in your body. And it's the reason that 90% of the communication between your brain and your body actually goes upward from body to brain, not the other way around. Read that again. Your body is talking to your brain way more than your brain is talking to your body, which means if you want to calm your mind, you don't start with your mind, you start with your body. You send signals of safety upward: slow breath, soft jaw, warm hands, long exhale. Your vagus nerve picks up those signals and whispers to your brain, "Everything is okay. You can rest now." This is why all those years of trying to think yourself out of anxiety didn't work. You were knocking on the wrong door. Which is why technique number 3 is going to feel almost too simple. But I promise you, it's the one my patients tell me changes everything. It's called the 60-second body release. And here's how you do it. Set a timer for 60 seconds. Sit or lie down. Close your eyes. Start at the top of your head and slowly move your attention down through your body: forehead, eyes, jaw, throat, shoulders, chest, belly, hips, legs, feet. At each spot, all you do is one thing. You ask your body, "Can you let go just a little more here?" And then you let it answer. That's it. You're not trying to force anything. You're not trying to fix anything. You're simply giving your body permission to release the tension it's been holding, often for years. And what happens is remarkable. You start to feel pieces of yourself you forgot were there. You start to feel the weight come off. By the end of 60 seconds, your nervous system has shifted from sympathetic, that fight or flight state, into parasympathetic, rest and digest, safety, calm. And if you do this once a day, just once, for 60 seconds. Within 2 weeks, you will not recognize yourself. I have seen it happen with hundreds of people. I want to stop for a second because I know some of you watching this right now are crying. And I see you, I really do. Maybe you've been struggling for a long time. Maybe you've tried everything. Maybe you've started to believe that this is just who you are now. The anxious one, the one who can't handle things, the one who's always 5 seconds from falling apart. Maybe you've stopped telling people what you're going through because you're tired of hearing them say, just relax. As if it were that simple, as if you hadn't already tried. I want to say this to you gently, and as someone who has walked this road with thousands of people, that's not you. That's your nervous system in a stuck pattern. And patterns can be rewired. They have to be rewired slowly, lovingly, and consistently. But they absolutely can be. You are not broken. You are exhausted. There is a profound difference. A broken thing can't be fixed. An exhausted nervous system can be restored, and yours will be. One breath at a time. One 60-second window at a time. One day at a time. And now I want to share the last technique, the one I told you about at the beginning, the one I almost never talk about publicly because it's so powerful that I want to make sure it's used in the right context. It's called the cold reset. When you feel a panic attack coming on, not just anxiety, but full panic, that overwhelming wave where you feel like you can't breathe, like you might pass out, like reality is slipping. Here's what you do. Get to a sink. Turn on the cold water, as cold as it will go. Cup your hands and splash that cold water on your face, specifically around your eyes and the tops of your cheeks. If you have ice, even better. Hold an ice pack against your face for 15 to 30 seconds. What this does is trigger something called the mammalian dive reflex. It's an ancient reflex hardwired into every human being. When cold water hits the area around your eyes, your body assumes you've been submerged in cold water, and it immediately drops your heart rate, slows your breathing, and pulls your nervous system out of fight or flight within seconds. Not minutes, seconds. I have used this technique with patients in the middle of full-blown panic attacks, and I have watched them come back to themselves in under a minute. It is, without exaggeration, the closest thing I have ever seen to a reset button for the human nervous system. One of my patients, a young woman in her 20s, used to have panic attacks so severe, she would end up in the emergency room twice a month. Twice a month. Can you imagine? The first time I taught her the cold reset, she looked at me like I was crazy. That's it? Cold water? 6 months later, she sent me a card. She hadn't been to the ER once. Not once. She kept ice packs in her freezer. She kept a small spray bottle of cold water in her purse. And every time she felt the wave rising, she met it with the cold, and the wave broke. Keep that in your back pocket. Tape it to your bathroom mirror if you have to, because the next time you feel that wave rising, you have a tool. So let me bring this all together for you. Anxiety is not a flaw. It's a nervous system stuck in a loop. And there are real science-backed ways to step out of that loop. The double inhale physiological sigh, the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding, the 60-second body release, and in moments of true crisis, the cold reset. These aren't tricks. They aren't temporary band-aids. They are the same tools used by neuroscientists, trauma specialists, and frontline therapists to help people reclaim their lives, and they're yours now, forever. You don't have to wait until your next panic attack to start using them. You can start today, right now, in the next 60 seconds. I want to leave you with this. Healing is not linear. There will be days when these tools feel like miracles and days when they feel like they barely work. That's okay. That's part of it. Your job is not to be perfect. Your job is to keep coming back to yourself gently again and again. And some days the wave will be small and you'll surf it like a pro. Other days it'll knock you flat and you'll have to crawl back to shore. Both are okay. Both are part of healing. The goal isn't to never feel anxious again. The goal is to know deep in your bones that no matter how big the wave gets, you have what you need to come back. You are worth that effort. You are worth this work, and you are not alone in it. Right now, somewhere in this country, there is a mother in her car holding back tears in a parking lot. There is a father lying awake at 4 a.m. staring at the ceiling. There is a college student in a dorm room feeling like they can't breathe. There is a grandmother who hasn't slept through the night in years. And there is you watching this. And you are all connected by something deeper than anxiety. You are connected by the courage it takes to keep going. That courage is in you. It always has been. If this video reached you today, if you felt seen even for a moment, I want you to do one thing for me. Drop a comment below and write these words. I'm taking control of my anxiety starting today. Don't underthink it. Just write it. Because every single time you put words like that into the world, you reinforce them in your nervous system. You are rewiring yourself in real time. And read the other comments too, because you'll see something beautiful. You'll see that you are surrounded by people who understand. People who are walking the same road, people who are choosing today to take their lives back. That's a community, that's a movement, and you belong in it. If you want more videos like this, more tools, more science, more real conversations about what it actually takes to heal, subscribe to the channel. I make these for you every week, and nothing means more to me than knowing they're landing in the hands of people who need them. Take care of yourself. Be patient with yourself, and remember, the storm in your body is real, but so is your power to calm it. You've already taken the first step just by being here. I'll see you in the next one.